As you have experience working with several NBA teams, especially with the young players, organizing youth camps. What do you think about the draft? Who do you think will be picked first, knowing that Joel Embiid has suffered a stress fracture last night?
Yeah, no, I know. I saw that in the news. It'll be interesting. I think even though it's a stress fracture, it's not anything that's going to be a long-term injury.
Hopefully.
So yeah, hopefully. So I think any team, whether it's Cleveland, Milwaukee, or Philly, they're going to draft the best player available. I think. Wiggins probably could be the number one potentially now. We'll see.
And NBA has changed, but it seems like when there's a good big guy in the draft, it seems like he's going very high. Has it changed at all, or the teams are looking for a big guy, hoping that it's still a key for a championship? Although, basketball has changed since the 80s, for example, when the Blazers took Sam Bowie, also with a stress factor.
I think teams are going away from big centers unless they're athletic and mobile. Nowadays, I think they're really focusing on the best athlete, a guy that can play multiple positions, that can post up, that can shoot, that can run the floor. So I think the traditional big guy has gone away, but I think teams are going to get the best athlete, like a shooting power forward that's mobile, active.
So like Jabari or Andrew Wiggins is very versatile player.
Yeah.
And you've been working at the London office of the NBA for the past 4 years. How do you see the expansion of it? How do you see the development, the regular season games, that there will be a 4th straight year that there will be a regular season game? Do you see some possibility for increasing that, for playing more regular season games in Europe or in other continents?
Yeah, I think eventually it's going to continue to grow. I think the more games we get over in Europe and Asia, the better it is to grow the game. But also you got to take in the time schedule and during the regular season to do those games. But I think it'll continue to grow. I think London's a great start and a great foundation, and we continue to build on that.
And what was the most surprising for you in the way that the Spurs, and the fact that there are so many international players, and you've been organizing camps all over the world, so do you see more teams like San Antonio being constructed upon international stars in the future?
Yeah, I think as you can see with the Spurs, having the international players has really helped also build their team chemistry, because in Europe they tend to be more team focused, whereas in the NBA it can be more one-on-one, two-on-two situations. So the Spurs were just, the way they performed as a team and shooting, they were phenomenal.
Yeah, it was clearly visible in the finals where Miami was playing one-on-one most of the time, and the Spurs were sharing the ball extremely well. Is it the most beautiful looking playing team in the past decade, for example, for you, the San Antonio Spurs this year?
What they did was unbelievable as a team. They moved the ball. If you looked at their scoring was so balanced. They had 3 or 4 guys that could have been the MVP of the finals. So it was great.
Yeah, and how do you compare camps being organized in Europe, for example, this camp by Marcin Gortat, to the camps that are organized in the United States? How do we evaluate that?
Well, every camp's different. The setup and the way they do it. Marcin's camp is kind of a one-day camp where kids get a chance to come in and learn the fundamentals, whereas other camps in the U.S. can be 3 or 4 or 5 days where they spend a lot of time focusing on fundamentals and then also add a game dynamic to it.
Yeah, and last question, I'm asking everyone this, it's a bit strange. Can you spell Dwayne Wade's first name?
Oh, no. D-W-A-N-N-E?
No, it's D-W-Y-A-N-E. Okay. Thank you, Coach, very much for the conversation.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yep.